Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back inside the TCO studios. It is week number 17, Vikings versus Lions, this upcoming Sunday, 12 p.m. on Fox. On the call this upcoming Sunday at Ford Field is a legendary Vikings running back who joins me today, Mr. Robert Smith. Robert, thank you for joining me. Happy New Year.
Oh, Happy New Year. Good to be back.
So we talked back in week 2 before this Vikings team played the Colts, and it was early on, we didn't know what to expect, but what has been your thoughts on this Vikings team from week 1 to where we are right now?
Well, I think when you look at what's happened with the Vikings, I mean, it's happened with every team, not just in college, not just professionally, but with college as well. Kind of dealing with an abbreviated offseason, a program where you really couldn't develop younger players. And I think it was a problem going into the season, just how much turnover there was going to be on the roster. But then you combine that with the limited amount of time that the team had to prepare, and you knew that it could cause some problems. And it was clearly a shaky start. But I was impressed in the middle of the season. I think it was 5 out of 6 games that the Vikings won in there. But I think that the losses, particularly on the defensive side, have just become too much to overcome. Now that doesn't excuse the performance, and you could hear it in Coach Zimmer's voice after the Saints game. It's an effort thing on defense. It doesn't matter who's in there. There's got to be that effort, and it just wasn't there. And you hope that against the Lions in the season finale this weekend, even though playoffs won't be in the picture, that it'll look a lot different.
I've said this year has been a tale of 2 to maybe 3 seasons that this Vikings team has played. But moving along to week 17, here we are against the Lions, the team you had your second career NFL touchdown against back in '93. So what stands out to you about this Vikings-Lions matchup at Ford Field on Sunday?
Yeah, and actually it was up in Detroit, my rookie season, where I tore my ACL against the Lions too. So, this is a Lions team that's been decimated on the defensive side as well. The receiving core has been decimated by injuries. So it's a team that looks a lot different than they had hoped this year. And, really they're at a level now, I think it's somewhere around 35 points. If they give up 35 points on Sunday to the Vikings, it'll be the worst defensive performance in franchise history for the Lions. So that's a big thing for them. And of course, on the offensive side of the ball, Matthew Stafford was injured in the game a week ago. In comes Chase Daniel. They got David Blau some reps in that game. So I honestly don't expect to see Matthew Stafford in this game against the Vikings this weekend. I would be really surprised. But anything's possible. He may be in there politicking a bit, but it's my understanding that he's not practicing right now. And of course, he wouldn't need to. If he wanted to play, they'd still let him play. But I just think in a game like this, especially with an ankle injury that can kind of limit your ability to get yourself out of trouble, my guess is that they would have him out. But I'm expecting the Vikings to be able to move the ball well. We'll see defensively be a little bit more physical this weekend.
Yeah, I think Vikings fans will love to see that, a full performance by this Vikings team. But being that this is week 17 and a lot of people say this is a preseason game on steroids, we might not see we might not see a lot of guys playing. But I know you can't pick a side because you're calling this game, and even though you still follow this team closely, I still got to ask you this. With so many storylines on this Vikings team heading into this game, Justin Jefferson may break the rookie receiving yard record. Adam Thielen can break the touchdown record. What do you want to see, not only from this team, but maybe some of the young guys that's going to get their number called this week for the Vikings?
Detroit has really struggled defensively, and this Vikings offense, really has been humming. Now, looks like Reef's going to be out at left tackle, and could be some changes there. And Dalvin's not going to be playing. Hopefully, Alexander can be back and in that backfield filling that spot. But I expect the Vikings to be able to move the football. The question again is going to be, what's it going to be on the defensive side of the ball? And I think in games like this, you just want to see the effort, consistent effort, physical play, guys being in position, number one. But then when they have an opportunity to make plays, to be physical and wrap and tackle. And at this time of the season, what you have guys with on the defensive side of the ball, their shoulders are sore, their necks are sore, but you still got to show up and play. And I think that's really the difference between a guy that is just a player versus a guy that's a leader and a model for the way that the game is supposed to be played. And you can hear this from the Detroit coaching staff as well. Darrell Bevell, the interim head coach there, has talked about, like, if you love and you appreciate the game, then you show up and play. So, who are we going to see and what are we going to see out of them? We'll just have to wait until Sunday to see.
I'll get you out of here with this. The Vikings will win Sunday
if they show up and play the way that they can. And I think from the offensive side of the ball, what we saw against the Saints for the most part was what you would expect from the players that you had there. You didn't see what you expected to see from the defensive side of the ball. Even with all of the changeover and new names, the players that suit up have to play to their potential. They know where they're supposed to be. They know what they're supposed to do once they get there.
Yep.
And if you see that, then the Vikings will win.